Eileen Doyle has had an exceptional career that has spanned more than 3 decades. She has a PhD in mathematics and statistics and started her career in a technical role in industry, but quickly moved to management. In her role as a professional company director, she is a fellow of the Australian Institute of Company Directors, and 2 of her current appointments include as the chair of the Hunter Research Foundation and deputy chair of the CSIRO. She is also a director on a number of other boards. Eileen has had a long history of being a business angel and working with inventors and small businesses to introduce and grow their products. From her varied experience and coaching of smaller businesses and students, she has also written a book called Back to Business Basics. Welcome, Eileen.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Let's begin with all the conflicting priorities you have. How do you manage your time effectively?
Well, look, each of my roles are non-executive or part-time roles, and so we have scheduled meetings for board meetings and committee meetings and company visits. So there's a clear forward program, sometimes out as much as 2 years. But clearly, though, if any company has any urgent issues that come up, then I put whatever time is required in to meet the needs of the company and the shareholders. But on average, my range of board and consulting commitments are still not as intensive as I had in a Chief Executive Officer role.
You've had extensive experience with inventors and small business owners. Are there any key leadership characteristics that you've witnessed which helps propel them forward?
Look, my decades of experience have given me one clear message. I'd rather have a good idea with a passionate and experienced team to implement it well than a great idea with a team incapable of implementation. So I think the 20% inspiration and 80% perspiration is probably right.
And how do you define the difference between a manager and a leader?
A manager efficiently and effectively implements the organisation's plan. A leader drives the formulation of the plan and inspires people to follow it. So we need good leaders and good managers to be successful.
And what do you believe is the biggest challenge facing leaders today?
Look, the volatility and uncertainty in an ever more complex global environment means that we've got to be flexible and resilient. We have to know our clear strengths as a company, and we have to be quick to take advantage of a developing situation. It's really the only way you can survive in this modern environment.
And to finish, what local business person do you find inspiring?
Well, I found it really hard to say one, and so what I've actually given you is 2 categories of hunter leaders. The first category is those who have helped create the present. So just a couple of examples of those would be somebody like Neville Sawyer, who was the founding partner of Ant Control and has been a business angel that supported more companies than you could count over the last few decades. And Wedge Paradise, who was the Chief Executive of Hunter Research Foundation for over 30 years, and he's provided a basis for sound regional decision making. So they're the sort of leaders who've created the present. And the other group is those who I think might shape the future. So Brent Jenkins, who is the present CEO of the Hunter Research Foundation, who is going to help us find hunter resilience. Justin Doyle, who's a founding partner of Doyle Partners and represents growth in our services sector. And Kirsten Molly, who is the Chief Executive of the Hunter Valley Cold Chain Coordinator, who optimises one of this region's world-class industries. So I think it's those sorts of people who are going to make this region resilient in the future and successful.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time today, Eileen.
No problem.
You can find Eileen online on LinkedIn.